Ebusian for native for your mobibia kwabando ba for 1G. Share more now for no live in your binche. Subscribe your mind send you news be on Shibia bring your notification phone so. In Simbia ono munim ehemra babetna se kano. Ehuye pa na ensem na mo kana chese. Even the Ecowas court any judges for more Ecowas or Abuja no enimpa say they can't interfere this case. They know. That's why the choir now are joining or in say but they know say they can't interfere this case. And this case no, the only place to solve this case is your home country. So Ecowas for him say the only place and CJ Torkonoo man solve that issue way in home country. So Nema no you know how can I say CJ Torkonoo have no moral right to bring this case to Ecowas. CJ Torkonoo mistake is no yepa. Although be everything the national crocodile Ecowas, it's a case B. Yeah, they are made on they call Ecowas. Neno a different from a CJ Torkonoo de no campo. Emily no the cause Ecowas court no. Yeah, they would demand this and scaby. Am I the Ghana for chairman? So when we be and I CJ Torkonoo say the but enya the best CD. Enya the best CD. So my uncle this house and no one casa chrome and sovereign country Ghana na enya the best CD. Because you are trying to, abuse the constitution and do whatever you want. Because the President John Dramani Mahama any funso bia in suspending you. And you don't know any person suspend you. Or no one can say Nimbrano. Na is all demanded $10 million. Come then could see a woman Nimbrano. Yeba. They don't come and try it at all.
But yet you come to Article 146. And you flout clause 8 by going to speak on the matter. And she actually gave details of the issue.
Okay.
When these things happen, then some of us who are not lawyers then would ask whether or not it is proper.
Okay.
My brother, if I'm excited she's going to Ecowas court. I'm extremely excited about it. I just hope that when she loses that one, she wouldn't want to proceed to The Hague. But let's remain in Ecowas court.
Okay.
I do not think that Ecowas court operates in vacuum. She is going to carry along the Constitution 1992 of Ghana. Because Ecowas court and whatever they do or whatever laws does not supersede our domestic laws.
All right.
You understand?
Okay.
Now, Ecowas court, I know one of the fundamental questions they would want to ask is whether or not she has fulfilled all righteousness and absorbed all the remedies in our Constitution. I'm not a lawyer, but they would definitely have to ask her whether at home you have dealt with the matter properly.
No, Ecowas court says that whether that is happening or not, you can come. We'll listen to you.
They would listen,
yes.
And then what happens?
Oh, they will make their determination.
In fact, we've seen a number of decisions from there where even though your domestic remedies are still outstanding, you can approach it. I mean, there are a couple of other external courts that do not operate that way. They, because of the rights issues and the charter they operate on, they tend to allow for some of these matters to come by way of a request to them. So, and you remember there's this lady who was deported.
The deportation case.
Absolutely. that is a matter that anyone can look at and say that if it had gone to any of our courts in Ghana, the conclusion, I mean, the government through the interior ministry, I mean, they have the rights to revoke permits granted to individuals. And that's what happened in that instance. They took her out of the country and huge amounts of money was awarded against the country. And so there are those who are looking at that and saying that, well, that explains why she may want to take some of these matters because of the general charters that he operates by. Sometimes you may not find...
But unfortunately not. This is the Chief Justice of the nation.
Okay.
And let's assume without admit, if she was not suspended, you think in your clear mind that she would have sat and watched the proceedings of this case and the work of the committee to go without interferences? With her current attitude and actions? You think so? Probably this committee would have been reconstituted 4 or 5 times. Let's be honest. I mean, she would have taken steps to take the constitutional mandate of the president to set up her own committee. That is why I feel. Okay. I mean,
that's your fear. I mean, that's your fear.
You allow the procedures that are enshrined in the Constitution to go on.
All right.
Today, with what she's doing, when she's restored, all right, and she goes to sit in court, is she sure she can crack the whip when any of these young lawyers, all right, or any person that comes before her, goes against the rules of the court?
Okay. All right.
I do not think so.
Okay.
And she, personally, I do not think that she has the mission. Ecowas court will not want to interfere.
Okay.
In these matters.
The question is there a right to a fair trial which sits outside our constitution?
No, that is what I'm even coming to. What is the definition of the fair trial in Ecowas court?
We have treaty obligations to Ecowas.
Yes.
Does it include a right to fair trial which is not informed by our constitution?
Because you see, Article 146,
Femi and
fairness herein is in the procedures. The procedures are very clear in Article 146. You understand me? The procedures are very clear. That is where the definition of fairness is. Now, the committee, when it is set, also would set their rules of engagement, terms of reference. So fairness would be in that also. So Ecowas court would definitely have to take our constitution, take the terms of reference of the committee, and test it whether or not they've indeed infringed on the rights of the suspended Chief Justice.
All right. Okay.
And so, to me, the suspension was just to avoid interferences. 100 years. That is, if she's being paid now, she's earning about 100,000 Ghana cedis. 12 months will give us 1.2. Am I right?
Yeah.
So if you are claiming 120 million, 120 million, 120 million by 1.2 would give us 100. We have not looked at it that way. That is how much she wants to claim. But if you read the statements she issued, there is, I want to quote her. He said, "Let me assure everybody that I do not seek to cling to a title or position. The title comes with benefits. The position does come with benefits." And she went further to state that her focus is on speaking up concerning the administration of justice in the country. These are all her words. These are not my words, for that matter. And how justice is served to the ordinary. And so, to me, going to Ecowas court, her claims should have been the first two. Then you leave it there. But for us to pay you for damages, it means that the administration of justice is not your concern. What you are going to lose is what bothers you.
I mean, the lawyers will say that her reputation. I mean, the
What
reputational
reputation?
concerns.
What reputation? I mean, I didn't put these words in her mouth. Her name would be mentioned for having been the person who spoke up when Article 146 was being abused. Is that not enough to make history?
Okay.
Unless otherwise I'm wrong. And yet, Bibian is getting here. So if you want money is not your concern, you shouldn't have gone further. You should have left it there. Case, we would mention your name. That this is what you did. I do not think that anybody has used any unprintable words on the Chief Justice. I do not think that anybody has said that she is not Chief Justice of this country. All we are saying is that some people have petitioned, and for that matter, she has to answer. And you see, let us call a spade a spade. In her own statement, she went further to say that resigning or retiring is not an option. Because if she does, it means that she's going to lose her entitlement. Contradictions. And I remember she cited this case that has to do, I think case number is J6 02.
In fact, it involved a high court judge who was undergoing a process and had wanted to resign. Yeah, and the court said that no.
He had no option. He has to stay. But you are able to cite an authority to back the fact that you are not stepping out any soon. You want to deal with the matter to its legal conclusion. Moral right to go to Ecowas court when she is not done with dealing with the issues of her own country when it comes to the administration of justice.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nana. We'll leave the discussion on the Chief Justice at this point. I want to bring you some bit of statistics in terms of the 2020 election transpired by way of deaths and the 2024 one as well. And we are bringing this up because it's part of the directives that the president had actually given the former Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Kufuor, and the minister also provided an update, and that will come up on the screen quite shortly for us to walk you through that. We know that some deaths were recorded. Okay, so constituencies where deaths occurred in 2020, it occurred in Ablekuma Central, Odorodiodio, Techiman South, Savelugu, Ewutusenya East, that is Ewutusenya East, you know what should come to mind. That is Habakumsin's constituency, where she was a former member of parliament for. And later reports, however, established that 3 more people had died, taking the death toll to 8. And so that is what happened. The incidents, NPP and DC supporters clashed in Odorodiodio, claimed 3 lives. The names are there: Rita Ututeki, 15, Buketaki, 16, and Imano Dompre, 36, died after they were shot in a clash between the NPP and the NDC supporters in the constituency. 30-year-old activist died from gun wounds in Ablekuma Central shooting incident. And Abbas Ibrahim, an NDC activist, was shot on December 8, 2020, while the election results were being collated at the Odoko Police Church, which served as a collation center for the Ablekuma Central constituency. 2 persons were also shot dead by military personnel at Techiman, and 36-year-old Tajuddin Al-Hassan, a trader, and 18-year-old Abdallah Ayarik, an electrician, were shot dead by military personnel at Brochepim Hall. The video footage of the incident shows men in military uniform firing directly into the crowd who were fleeing for safety. I remember that video so well. The soldiers, he went down on one knee and he fired a shot. I remember that video very well. Savilugu shooting, 2 minors were killed. A 14-year-old Samira Zakaria and 15-year-old Fuseini Musa were sent to the early graves from gunshots fired at supporters of the NDC. The supporters were out jubilating their party's victory. I mean, I will just end the recap here, and I'm sure you've seen the trend. You've seen that the firing was mainly done towards those in the NDC. And I mean, the point that you make and you realize is the fact that it's because the NPP was in power. It's a very important observation that you can't tell but ignore when we're running you through what transpired. Let's take you through what happened in 2024 as well, so that we can just put it in context once again, and you see what played out over there. I mean, at the Nyankpa lorry station in the Tolon constituency of the Northern Region, one Haruna Shaibu, a 31-year-old steel bender, was shot and killed on the spot. Mukaila Ziblim, 35, died from a gunshot wound. He's a Samongu constituency of the Savannah region during collation as well. And the shooting incident in the Utusinya East constituency of the Central Region led to the death of one person and other critically injured. You realize that Utusinya East has come up again. That's the constituency from which Hawa Kumsi was the MP. I mean, you saw 2020 the incident there, in 2024 again happening over there as well. And so that is it by way of what has been happening. And now we saw it play out again in the election that took place at Ablekuma North. I'm sure we can listen to the Minister for Interior now speak on what is being done on some of these matters.
And you can be rest assured that, and I trust in the professionalism of the IGP and his team, that they are going to do a good job. So be rest assured that will be done. The other question, she instructed, I mean, she called me, I told her, Madam, I've already instructed the IGP. And the IGP is sitting here, he will show you. If you could even come to my phone, you'll see. That same day, I forwarded all the videos that I had. And I asked, IG, what are you doing about it? I said, look, we have to review the cameras. We have to look at it from all the angles. He has sent the, what do you call it, the crime scene guys there. The ICT guys are all working to make sure that we get it. But remember, that officer is somebody that we know, because he has a number, he has a name, we know where he is, we know where we station him, we can easily go after him. But these are guys who commit this sin and they vanish from the system, but we have to, it take time to track them. But assurance is that we are not going to allow this to go unpunished. I'm sure this is also a wake-up call for our security agencies to know that if maybe probably what happened could, maybe you could say that it was not an organized thing, it was a spontaneous thing. Whether it was organized, whether it was spontaneous, this gives us the opportunity to even plan better.
Muntaka Mubarak, the Minister for Interior, they're providing an update. And let me just come around the table now. Let me start once again with Doc on this issue. I mean, Doc, satisfactory responses from the government on the action that is being done, and those who are not.
I was young for any tea for any aquapity a year or no minimum bracukudam, Kesi, Pan, just anything, and yasam could because. A name and CJ Torkonoo and Sebi a bufu, a buff on a dear pound, you know, I went and see it. And near my no a Ghana, who was the one trusted the court. Now, Tamana now we see now trusted the court because they say quite more opportunity. Some penny and pan or Sabi CG Bima. We are not sure, say, young a year lawyers for me the almost young, dear, almost Supreme Court, being your shows or don't maybe. Bobo as a trash because when him say or money mara when I win him mara. Lorna Gusian, no even Mugusian. And no even Mugusian. So I didn't know who say be on the own for my she na mumna ni marasiomo. If you know the wuni marasiomo, I didn't know one gasa sebi, won't see one gasa court now on ye in ruling or. Now, what can't check and for say, was a can't check Ecowas for say, you don't trust the Supreme Court and Ghana court, and you tell this answer neither about a Ecowas court. No, and we know the Ecowas court be good any mercy, and after that, no, you try and send the court, say, Africa, yeah, you try and send the court to Europe, United Nations, court, how that Kesi woman, where then he be you. And what you are doing right now, you are wasting your case. He said, oh, demand say, him or $10 million, or because of say, oh, my buying way in the since you suspend no company, I think I will found with you so. Na Nema, I wasn't committing, or your many kind yet, will be soon or press conference, or lawyers compromise, or moon see your money at their day. Process a question, who pay all the who couldn't cry the Ebembi. You go although who couldn't meet my support, but constitution, law is law, and the law is the law, and the law. So that one can say, no matter the noise that you make. So right now, no one seminar kind and a backfire, as I the age of it. No matter the activities, no matter the code that you send the case to, you are making noise. So then, no matter the noise that you make at Ecowas court, sending the court to a higher court more than Ecowas court compare, the law is still the law, is still the law. and you'll be sacked from office, no matter the year, Yama baby. Because one for respect a president, one for respect a council of state, one for respect a committee, no, one for respect a constitution and the law, one for respect a Ghana court, one for respect a Ghana Bar Association, and one for respect a Ghana as the whole nation. One for respect a mobile and I will hear the ope. Now, we the opa, quite the ope. Who say demand say Ghana? Yes, in Chauka, $10 million. If I compensate you, see it our found this. Dear Nia, it is our found this. Catch it. Dear Nia, I did your found this. Dear Nia, go near my way, you know. Sebi, you will go and find a vantage crime bill. Because still, you are still CJ, but suspended. And suspending and suspended, we don't know. Say, can't buy them out, say, Fabra office as a CG first, no. Yeah, Gio, we don't know. If you're not out, Tim out the van, we don't know. See, a cycle flu, and until I say, yeah, did our found this today, we don't know. We have suspended you. We haven't sacked you from the office. So we don't know the reason why we are back and forth a Ecowas code. Argentina, Ghana for it into our cap. $10 million. Even po manzi miya amount 1 billion kura. Yes, do saying, and a man do saying now we so they just $10 million now or request no. If you $1 million, you say as I'm ketwa. What be jina court na sebi. Or the Ghana and made the age you from Humbuvia and our mama or metizo. Why need you? So these are the things one of mira Mrempa Bavonti, HH matches and any Nanyas and Gatua. Miss Orman, children your comments at the victim so I share. I'm more down for Sonia Biashi. I have found it, Akroma.